welcome. We have the one and only Bakashi. Bakashi, how did we meet, bro?
Through the pizza joint, if I remember correctly. I think I had mentioned I liked your XV shirt, and you had told me what it was about, what your company was about, and I think I brought up the topic that I made sneakers, and we just kind of went from there.
That's crazy because I actually remember that as well, but I remember commenting on your style.
Really?
I was like, dude, you got cool style. And you're like, yeah, man, I make shoes.
Was it that? I swear it had been with the XV.
Well, no, we just related. I mean, we both like style, and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, dude, let me see. And then I saw your Instagram. I'm like, dude, these aren't just some shoes. These are custom cool ass shoes. So like, we've had a relationship for now. I don't know. It's been like 2 or 3 years. I feel like we've known each other.
Years, yeah.
And dude, what a cool way to jump into this now in full circle. Is like, still work at pizza shop. Very big on family. The family does really well in the pizza business. But then you've taken your own journey into something you love and you have passion and you have purpose to. What does it feel like, making all these shoes?
Oh, it's a joy, I would say. It is a bit, I wouldn't call it a stress, but it is a much needed like want and desire type of stress where I have the ability to work on something I care for. I knew I always I was big into art. Yeah. I wanted to work on art. And I think finding something that was in a niche field and kind of honing it in was something I was really after. So being able to make sneakers, or call myself a cobbler, shoemaker, whatever you want to call it, is something I'm happy to be a part of. So something small, niche, but something very much needed in my life.
Dude, how did you even get started in tearing shoes apart and gluing them together and stitching? Like, how does that even happen? Like, you just on YouTube one day?
Story is pretty simple, straightforward, but started back in 2018. I am 24 now, so I was 18 at the time. I was big into sneaker collecting at the time, and again, I was big into art, and they kind of went hand in hand. Yeah. Arts, custom shoes, and at this point, I was just doing painted stuff, stencil work, small little leather work on stuff, nothing crazy, nothing taken apart, right? And I was in college at the time. I had a semester and a half, and I just hated it.
Yeah, of course.
And I was kind of like messing around with some stuff on the personal side for my art stuff, and I had a pair of shoes that was laying around. I heard about the shoe surgeon at the time, and I was like, okay, for my own personal interest and curiosity, I took a pair apart. I bought a shitty $60 sewing machine from like 1952 off of OfferUp.
I love it.
Barely worked. I had to get it running. It's older than my dad. And I was like, I just need to build something. So I took the pair apart. I got some fake leathers. I built something. I built a shoe, and it was not wearable, to say the very least. Yeah. It was a shoe, but it wasn't wearable. But that's how I kind of got started. But my curiosity kind of wanted to improve upon it because I knew I could do better than my first try. I just had no idea what I was doing. So I kind of kept playing with it. I got the new materials. I got the things I needed to do shoemaking. I was watching the shoe surgeon, and on YouTube, there's nothing. Right. I mean, like maybe now there is, but back in 2018, if you wanted to learn something, you had to go to a class.
Right.
And a class is like $3,000 at a Los Angeles place, so you're gonna have to spend money on travel. And at 18, like, yeah, I have a little bit of money, but
that's a lot of money back then.
It's not a lot. It's a lot of money for someone that is young.
Yeah.
So I just said, screw it. Someone had to be the first to teach themselves. So I was like, I'll just teach myself. So I taught myself how to make shoes.
That's crazy, dude. Do you still have the pair of shoes?
I do. I actually have all the first 5 pairs of shoes that I made. Wearable to an extent, but I still have all of them.
Are they need to be in like cases, I feel like.
They do, but they're just in like little like boxes I have in my closet right now, just because I don't have the proper case for them. That's
such a special moment, bro. And I mean, the fact that you want to be curious and improve is one thing. And then also to see you now versus, I didn't know you back then, but to see the progress of how many shoes you've created. How many shoes do you think you've made?
Well over 300 maybe.
300 shoes.
If I'm just thinking from what memories I have and what I haven't shown on Instagram, because sometimes just clients don't want to show their pieces. I don't know what it is, but I have a couple clients that like, don't show off the piece, please. And
that's crazy.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, bro, I want to show the shoes off. He already made me one pair of shoes, so we have exclusive, which is our brand, but he created a custom off-white. What are they? What kind of snake or leather?
So they're Python.
Python.
Yeah, it's a full Python build backed with suede. You have lambskin for the inner, and obviously just the other materials as well. So super basic. Love the whole materials on all my pairs. I'm big onto basically just the materials on any pair I make. So it's a big deal.
And the cool thing was like you see the off-white edition, but then he creatively, thank you for also accepting the idea, but he made our exclusive custom with different quotes, different stuff on it, which I think is just super cool because it's a one of one. And dude, you probably don't know this, but man, I get stopped for my shoes all the time. And they're like, dude, those shoes are cool. And I'm like, wait. Have you looked at them closely? And they look at them closely and they're like, wait, these are custom shoes. Right? You know what I mean? And now obviously the snake skin or whatever, which Python makes them custom, but then they see the whole different effect of like, and then I get to brag about you. It's been a cool process, bro. And then I send people your Instagram and they're like, dude, this guy's crazy. So we got our first 001 edition and, now we're here. We got blue lights for a reason, but you want to tell them about what we made?
So
or you made, I mean?
Yeah. So after the first pair, we did the Chicago Jordan 1 exclusive, and that was red Python. It was super clean. And obviously with the trilogy, if everybody knows about Virgil Abloh, he has a whole bunch of other colorways. He has the UNC, the red, the yellow, and the European white. And we decided to go with the UNC blue if we want to pull these out.
Yeah, pull them out, dude. It'd be sweet.
So let's go ahead and pull these out. So these took a little bit of time to make.
Hey, anything that takes time, man, is good. You know what I mean?
It is, and I think it was worth the effort and time. Here we go. I'll go ahead and give you those.
Give me one. You get one. You get the other one. They always come out very heavy because he puts these shoe soles in them.
Yeah, so these wooden cedar shoe trees, it's just to keep the shape and just overall good smell in the shoe.
He knows his stuff.
It's a small details, I think.
Oh, man, the color of this just looks crazy already. We got to do it at the same time. You ready?
Yeah. I'm going to go and grab them out. So I think there's just something about having a specific color that if it matches 1-to-1, it hits a little bit.
It pops, dude.
Yeah, so I'm
very. When we pull these out, bro, I'm going to look at them and I'm going to take a second to look. But I want you to give me all the details you can on this shoe.
Of course.
You ready? Here we go.
3, 2.
Here's the reveal. Look at these things.
Yep. So we got a full Python build. You have white UNC blue Python on the majority of the upper. You have custom text on the inner panel for exclusive that says, if your circle doesn't inspire you, it's not a circle, it's a cage. Now, for me, reading that, putting it on here, big detail for me. I really liked it. It was a good meaning. It was exclusively for you, so exclusive is to the whole point. But you got a whole bunch of other small details that a lot of people might kind of miss, but it has contrast stitching for the UNC blue. You have white stitching on the Python just to kind of contrast the colors. You have these bright orange laces, bright blue laces, and just overall the things that you kind of want in a shoe that are one-to-one. So I really
one of the coolest things that you don't actually get to see though is Bakashi he writes a personal, heartfelt message on each sole.
I do.
What started that, bro?
It was when I first started making shoes, I had a lot of questions from just the standpoint of learning. And then I come by this artist on Instagram. His name's Kicks by Copping. And he was one of the first people that kind of answered my question, because the biggest thing in sneaker making when I first started was nobody wanted to share information. Everybody was gatekeeping this information. It was just trying to keep it limited. And he was one of the few people that always answered my questions. And he always wrote a small message either underneath the sole, and I wanted to be able to visualize that a little bit more, because he would put underneath the sole kind of where you wouldn't be able to ever see it unless you took the sole off.
Right.
But I wanted you to be able to take the insole out, and if you ever wanted to change the insoles or wanted to peep the message, you could read it heartfelt, and you knew that at that moment in time what I was feeling, what my heart felt, and kind of how I am as a person. It's not something you get to see with every pair because it is custom, but at the end of the day, this is a part of me. And when I give a part of me to somebody, I want them to understand that I love my craft and I love the fact that you're able to support me. So this is a part of me.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it goes back to quality, bro. I mean, everything you do is quality, especially with these shoes. It's not just like, hey, let me slap some stuff and glue it together and stitch it together. It's like, this is your life in a way. Yeah. It's like, and when you think about life and designing shoes, it's very similar.
It is.
Right? You got to tear it down to rebuild it. You have to do all these different things to put it together, find the right pieces. And when I think of that, it's finding the right people. It's finding the right business. It's a lot of things that actually kind of remind me of a shoe. But details everything, it seems like, to you, which I think is really cool. I think that's actually something that's not, it's just very uncommon these days. Yeah. A lot of people just move through the motions, and I think you take time to catch detail. You take time to have thought behind everything you do, bro. So these are just absolutely unbelievable. So I know we got the 002 edition right here. This is probably one of my favorite parts right here. And just putting those extra details, man. I know I'm saying that a lot, but you just have a incredible mind, incredible craft, and it's crazy, bro, to see what's happened in 2 or 3 years, man. Like, super proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
know we've been Instagram friends for a while, and then also you got your new studio. How long ago was that?
So I've been in it close to 7 months now, which is kind of surreal to say. I felt like I moved in just last week.
Yeah.
I go there weekly. I mean, they're probably 5 days out the week. I try to take weekends off, but sometimes I just can't help myself, so I gotta go. But I've been in there for almost 7 months, close to 8, I think. But I'm not moving anytime soon. Hopefully, I might get a bigger studio at some point. But I'm happy with what I have and just
Yeah.
overall working there. So
Yeah, man. I mean, it all grows in time, man. One thing I can tell you, man, is what we're sitting in has taken me 8 years.
yeah, it's beautiful.
So, and then Chris is upstairs, he's been a part of this as well. And it's like, sometimes it's really hard, man, to not look through the straw. That'd be my one thing for you is like, look up and look at the fishbowl sometimes and just appreciate what you're doing and see how far you've come along the way. Because when we're really driven people and we want to make things happen, we don't really get to see sometimes the greatness along the way.
Yeah.
So I want you to do that this week. Just stop and just look around for a minute and be proud of yourself and know that you've, worked hard to accomplish things and you're just now getting started, bro.
I will. I promise I will.
You know
It's
what I mean?
something I'm enjoying a little bit more these days.
Absolutely. So, dude, to our exclusive community, what's one thing you think would be good for them to know about you as well as something that would help them with life?
Oh, something that help you with life and something about me. So something about me, at the end of the day, I just really care about making my art. I'll put that before anything, and it is a part of me. It is about what makes me happy. So at the end of the day, I just stay creative. That's the best thing I could say about me. Just stay creative, be happy, just work with what you got, and then just kind of go with the flow. I would say don't stress too much about what the future entails. Just kind of go with the flow sometimes.
I love it, bro. He's followed his dream. Your dreams turned to reality. I love that, bro. And what would you tell people? Maybe that want to start a business or something you think would just be a really good, helpful piece that you've learned along the way?
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's gonna be a part of the journey. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna learn from them. And as cheesy as it sounds, it is a part of it. Like I made constant mistakes when I first started. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no one to reach out to. It was just trial and error. Make the mistakes, learn from the mistakes, keep going, and just progress from it. Learn from it. Like there is a point of time where you need to understand, like, hey, I'm making a mistake. You need to understand why you're making the mistake and then learn from it. That
Right.
is the point of creating art. Anything is art if you want it to be, and just learn from your mistakes.
I love it, bro. And then also mistakes are lessons. Let your mess be your message. If anybody's out there, I think the scary part of mistakes is the fear of judgment.
Yeah.
Oh no, somebody's gonna, think I made him failed or this, that. It's like, no. The people that have made success have failed thousands and thousands of times with communications to business to product, all those different things. And they'll come back and tell you that was the thing that made them great, was learning from those things. So like I said, dude, I'm excited to see what you do. I think one day I'm just going to put it on camera now. We're going to host a shoe shop, Bakashi, inside XV Studios, and we're going to collab
Should be fun.
and have everybody come make some shoes with you, bro.
Should be fun.
That's
I
gonna
think
be
we gotta
pretty
do
cool.
that for sure. I think there's a lot of people out there a little bit curious about how to make their own sneakers, even if it's just for themselves.
Oh, bro, I think it'd be so cool, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody would love that. So anyways, stay tuned. We're going to do a full episode with Chris. We get to sit down and not just talk about shoes. We want to talk about life. We want to talk about happiness. And we want to talk about Bakashi's dream. I think that's one thing at the studio that we're really trying to understand is how to help people really accomplish the life they really want to live. How to turn your dream to reality. And this guy right here is doing it. So stay tuned for the next episode.
See ya.